Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to share with you a profound concept that resonates deeply with many spiritual traditions around the world. It's about embracing the philosophy of let life be. This simple yet powerful idea can transform the way we experience our lives, offering peace and deep understanding amidst the complexities we often face. In our first exploration, let us consider what it means to truly let life be. This phrase is not about passive resignation or lack of participation. Rather, it's an active acceptance of the flow of life. It's about recognizing that life, in its essence, has a rhythm and a pattern that, when we align with it, allows for a more harmonious existence. To start, think about the natural world. Observe how the seasons change without effort, how flowers bloom and rivers flow to the sea. Nature does not resist its path, it simply unfolds. Similarly, when we stop resisting our own natural flow, life can unfold in surprisingly harmonious ways. Now, why do we resist life? Often, it's because of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of pain, or fear of loss. These fears keep us from living fully because they trap us in a constant state of anxiety and control. But what happens when we release that fear? Imagine releasing a clenched fist that you didn't even realize you had been holding tight. It's relief. It's freedom. In this light, let life be starts to look like wisdom. It's wisdom because it teaches us to trust life's process, and to trust ourselves to handle the unknown. Think about the last time you faced a situation that seemed insurmountable. You're here now. You made it through. What does this tell you about your capacity to handle life's challenges? But how do we begin to practice this? It starts with awareness. Awareness of our thoughts, our reactions, and our emotions. Notice when you're in a state of resistance. Perhaps you're mentally arguing with someone even when they're not there, or you're replaying a scenario wishing it were different. This is your cue to pause and choose instead to let life be. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons. Letting life be also means accepting ourselves as we are. This can be one of the hardest aspects because it means acknowledging our imperfections. But it also means embracing our vulnerabilities, our quirks, and our unique paths. How do you feel when you truly accept yourself, just as you are without needing to prove anything to anyone? Furthermore, letting life be is about presence. Being truly present in the moment is a gift that we often overlook. When you are fully present, are you not more receptive to life, more capable of joy, more in tune with the subtle beauties of the world around you? Now, can you recall a moment when you felt completely aligned with life? Maybe a time when everything seemed to fall into place effortlessly. Reflect on that. What were you doing differently? How did it feel in your body, your mind? As we continue to explore, remember that letting life be is not about giving up your dreams or aspirations. It's about the delicate balance between action and acceptance. While we strive to create positive changes and pursue our goals, we also learn to flow with life's inevitable twists and turns. This brings us to our first profound question. What might change for you if you decided not to fight the current of life for one day? What if you chose, just for a day, to trust fully in the journey without needing to steer the river? As we move into our second segment of exploration on Let Life Be, let's dive deeper into the practical aspects of this philosophy and how it can be applied in our daily lives. Embracing this concept isn't just about understanding it theoretically. It involves integrating it into every moment, making it a living part of our existence. Consider the everyday challenges and stresses that you face. These might range from minor inconveniences to major life changes. Often, our initial reaction is to control or resist these experiences, which can amplify our distress. Now, imagine approaching these situations with a mindset of letting life be. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or failing to address important issues. Rather, it means approaching life with a calm acceptance of whatever the moment brings, and then choosing actions that align with this state of acceptance. One might wonder, how does one cultivate such calmness? It begins with the breath. Breathing deeply and consciously is one of the simplest and most effective ways to anchor ourselves in the present moment. When faced with stress, take a moment to focus solely on your breathing. This centers your mind and body, making it easier to see the situation with clarity and respond rather than react. Another practical method is to practice detachment. Detachment doesn't mean we don't care about outcomes. It means we are not emotionally entangled with them. It allows us to engage fully, do our best, but at the same time, be at peace regardless of the outcome. This is closely tied to the concept of surrender, which is a deep and profound letting go of the need to control how life unfolds. Can you think of a situation where, if you had detached a little from the outcome, you might have felt more at peace? Reflecting on such instances can be illuminating and can show us how our attachment to specific outcomes can often lead to dissatisfaction and suffering. Furthermore, letting life be invites us to embrace uncertainty. Uncertainty is a fundamental aspect of life. Much of our anxiety and stress stem from our desire for certainty. However, if we can shift our perspective to see uncertainty as a space of possibilities rather than a void of fear, our entire life experience begins to shift. This doesn't come naturally to most of us, so it requires practice and mindfulness to cultivate this perspective. Another deeply effective practice is to engage with nature. Nature inherently follows the principle of letting life be. The trees, animals, rivers, and mountains exist in a state of effortless being, each playing their part in the larger scheme of things without struggle. Spending time in nature observing these qualities can teach us to emulate them in our own lives. Now, think about this. How often do we miss the beauty and spontaneity of life because we are too caught up in our plans and worries? What if the very solutions we seek are found not in resisting what is, but in flowing with it? As we allow these ideas to permeate our understanding, we begin to see letting life be not as inaction, but as a harmonious action aligned with the greater rhythms of life. It's about making peace with the flow of existence, finding our place within it, and moving with it in trust and acceptance. Let's pause here once more. Reflect on how these ideas can be implemented in your day-to-day life. Feel how this philosophy might shift your current challenges or perspectives. When you're ready, we can proceed to the next part of our discussion, where we will explore the deeper spiritual implications of letting life be. Signal to me when you are ready to delve further into this transformative path. Continuing with our exploration of Let Life Be, we now shift our focus to the deeper spiritual implications of this philosophy. Understanding and embracing these can significantly elevate our personal growth and spiritual development. In spiritual terms, to let life be is to acknowledge and align with the divine flow of the universe. Many spiritual traditions speak of a life force, a universal energy that moves through all things. By aligning with this energy rather than resisting it, we open ourselves to a profound wisdom that transcends our individual understanding. Consider for a moment the concept of synchronicity. This term, coined by psychologist Carl Jung, refers to the occurrence of events that appear significantly related but do not have a discernible causal connection. Have you ever experienced such synchronicities? Perhaps thinking of someone just before they call, or encountering just the right information at the moment you need it. These moments can be seen as signs that when we let life be, we align with a greater synchronicity and order. This leads us to explore the role of intuition in letting life be. Intuition can be thought of as the voice of the higher self or the divine speaking to us. It often guides us in subtle ways, and when we are open and receptive, we are better able to hear and follow this guidance. How do you respond to your intuitive insights? Do you trust and act on them, or do you allow the noise of the mind to drown them out? To strengthen our intuition, meditation is an invaluable tool. It quiets the mind and sharpens our ability to perceive and understand the subtle inner prompts that guide us. Meditation doesn't have to be complex or time-consuming. It can be as simple as spending a few minutes each day in silence, focusing on your breath, and allowing your thoughts to pass without attachment. Another aspect of letting life be is understanding the concept of karma. In many spiritual beliefs, karma is the law of cause and effect. Each action we take generates a force of energy that returns to us in kind. When we let life be, we act with awareness and intention, which can help clear our karmic paths. Consider how your actions align with your deepest values. Are you contributing positively to the world and creating good karma that will return to you? As we dive deeper, we encounter the necessity of trust. Trust is fundamental in the philosophy of letting life be. It's about trusting the process of your life, trusting that what you need to grow and flourish will come to you in the right time. This level of trust requires a profound faith, not only in life but in yourself as a capable and resilient being within it. Now, reflect on the areas of your life where you struggle to trust. What fears are associated with these struggles? How might your experience change if you decided to trust that everything you encounter is part of your spiritual evolution? As we conclude this segment, consider how letting life be might look in your spiritual practices. How does it change your prayer, your meditation, or your acts of kindness? How does it affect the way you view others and their paths? This is a lot to consider. Take some time to reflect on these concepts and how they resonate with your own spiritual beliefs and experiences. When you feel ready, we will move to the final part of our discussion, where we will explore how to integrate these insights into a cohesive life philosophy. Let me know when you are ready to proceed with this final segment of our journey together. As we enter the final part of our exploration into the philosophy of let life be, we aim to integrate all that we've discussed into a cohesive life philosophy. This integration is crucial for transforming our intellectual understanding into a living practice that permeates every aspect of our lives. At this stage, it's important to consider the concept of balance. Letting life be doesn't mean abandoning our goals, responsibilities, or desires. It means finding a balance between our efforts to shape our lives and the acceptance of life's unfolding events. This balance is dynamic, constantly shifting as our circumstances and insights evolve. Think about how a tree bends with the wind. It does not stiffen and resist the force. Instead, it flexes, thus remaining intact and strong. In our lives too, flexibility can be a form of strength. How can you introduce more flexibility into your reactions and decisions? This brings us to the role of resilience. Resilience isn't about never falling. It's about learning to rise every time we fall, with a spirit of acceptance and wisdom gained from each experience. Each setback or unexpected turn isn't just an obstacle, it's an opportunity to deepen our understanding of letting life be. Reflect on a recent challenge you faced. Did you approach it with resistance, or were you able to view it as a chance to practice resilience and acceptance? One of the most profound ways to live out the philosophy of letting life be is through compassion. Compassion towards others, and importantly, towards ourselves, softens the harsh edges of our experiences. When we view our own mistakes and struggles through a lens of compassion, we are less likely to react with self-criticism and more likely to embrace a gentle acceptance. How might your life change if you treated yourself with the same compassion you strive to offer others? Moreover, integrating this spiritual understanding requires continuous reflection and mindfulness. It's helpful to create regular check-ins with yourself. This can be through journaling, meditation, or simply quiet contemplation. Ask yourself regularly, am I living in alignment with the principle of letting life be? What areas of my life feel forced, and where can I introduce more flow? As we strive to live by this philosophy, it's also crucial to remain patient. Deep change doesn't happen overnight. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a part of your journey towards a more peaceful and aligned existence. Celebrate your progress and be gentle with your setbacks. Finally, share what you learn. The insights and peace gained from letting life be are not just for our benefit. They have the potential to influence others around us, creating ripples of positivity and understanding. Consider how you can share these insights in your community, whether through conversation, by leading by example, or by supporting others in their journey. In closing, remember that to let life be is to dance with life. It's a dance of giving and receiving, acting and reflecting, speaking and listening. Each day presents a new rhythm, a new opportunity to practice this delicate balance. As we wrap up our discussion, I invite you to reflect on everything we've explored. How will you carry forward the wisdom of letting life be into your daily life? How will this philosophy shape your actions, your relationships, and your understanding of the world? Thank you for joining me in this deep exploration. I encourage you to continue reflecting on these ideas, practicing them, and finding your unique way to let life be. When you are ready, feel free to revisit these concepts, share your experiences, and keep growing in your spiritual journey.